What's up, Face-Off fanatics? Welcome back once again to the Movie Trivia Face-Off. It's a thrill for you to be here with me, the one and only Elk, calling all the action in the GEEKTACULAR division, and what a matchup we've got for you today. We've got two competitors relatively fresh in the fan leagues, but not short on knowledge. We've got the Heretic and the Supernova coming in to show what they know, and it is a play-in match for World War Geek. Could it be a good spot for these two? Will they be coming in at number 2, number 6, or all the way up towards the top, maybe a number in the 30s? I don't know. We're going to find that out just before the match gets underway. But for a special matchup, I need a special guest host. That's right. I am absolutely out of my mind to have you here. Somebody that I wanted to talk to get a little bit of experience in the field of commissioning and the fan leagues. I'm angling for a job, as you all well know. Thank you so much for joining me today. He's one of the commissioners over at Full Metal. This is RJ.
How's it going, everybody? Super excited to be here, especially with something like GEEKTACULAR on the line. This should be very entertaining.
Well, we brought you in because you are an expert in all things geek. Being a commissioner does not hurt. You definitely get a lot of experience, a lot of exposure. Not a lot of exposure for our two competitors today. When you're coming in relatively fresh, you've got one match, you've got no match under your belt, and you want to impress everybody in the league. What's the first thing that you think you've got to do as a new competitor?
Especially for something like this, because this is something we're talking about. We're about to reveal what spot they're actually playing for. So not only are you have to live up to the hype of this is one of your first matches, you got to show what you can do. Once people put you in that position, you're going to be on the lookout wherever you fall. Are people going to be like, is he coming in early? Am I going to see him in the middle? Am I going to see him at the end? So it's going to put you on anybody's map because your number is being revealed publicly.
That is right. A little bit of strategy for your opponents, but it could be a good number, a bad number. We don't know. Your advice from RJ, a little bit of strategy, a little bit of wise words, and a whole lot of thought put into it. And your advice from the Elk, make friends with the Elk on the first day. Trust me, it helps. With that, of course, let's find out what our competitors had to say about this matchup as we take it to your pre-match interviews. Let's do that right now.
Hello, GEEKTACULAR Division. I am Colton the Supernova Roberts. Yeah, this is my first match, and I'm dedicating this to my grandfather who passed away last Thursday, and I'm doing this for him, and I'm going to do the best I can. Do absolutely everything I can, and I'm going to win this match and go on to World War Geek.
All right, what's up, people? My name is Tony Helm. This is my match ever. I got a new nickname called the Heretic. We'll see how it goes. I'm just ready to answer some questions. My condolences to Colton, and
All right, we are back from those promos. Two guys excited to get in the ring and face off with some movie trivia knowledge. And I gotta say, Tony, I'm sorry, but after those promos, I think you're the heel today, buddy. I think just maybe you might be the heel in this one. That being said,
only if he wins. Only if he wins.
Well, if he wins and takes that spot in World War Geek away, especially if it's a good one, he is definitely going to be getting a boo or two somewhere in the back of somebody's mind. But RJ, with all that in mind, we're about to get our competitors in here. But right before we do that, how about we take a look and a sneak peek for you, the face-off fanatics out there, at that number draw. Let's find out what are they playing for. Spin away. All right, could be a good one, could be a bad one, could be high, low, right there in the middle. What will we get for them?
Oh my God!
Oh my goodness, the penthouse is open. World War Geek, 36 competitors, and the number 36 on the line in this matchup. RJ, this changes everything. I thought maybe a good draw would be coming out here somewhere in those mid-20s. You got to fight hard for it. Hell, even a spot at number 3, you just want to get into the matchup. But number 36 is now on the line, the final entrant. And with the World Championship of GEEKTACULAR here in the Movie Trivia Face-Off on the line for the first time, ooh, the stakes could not have gotten any higher.
I mean, nothing helps a new competitor more than being number 36 in this spot. But forget what I said earlier about you might be on someone's map. You are going to be on everybody's radar if you win this match.
That's right. So there are two names, the Heretic, the Supernova, that may soon be on your lips as that final entrant into World War Geek with all the stakes in place and both our competitors ready. Fans, I'm ready to do this thing. RJ, are you ready?
Oh, I'm absolutely ready.
Then let's get ready to face off. All right, with it all on the line, RJ, a spot at number 36 in World War Geek. Let's get our competitors on in here. Introducing first, making his way to the ring, he is Tony, the Heretic Helm.
Hey. Hi, all.
Welcome, Tony, to the matchup. Number 36 on the line. Are you excited?
I'm ready. Didn't realize it was such a big prize, but let's do it.
It is a big prize, and to win it, you'll have to go through his opponent. Making his way to the ring and making his debut in the movie Trivia Face-Off, Colton, the Supernova Roberts.
Yeah.
Welcome, Colton. Welcome. I'm surprised to see that your nickname wasn't the Dread Pirate, but opportunity missed for this time. We'll see about coming back to that one later.
That's pretty funny. Yep.
All right, so we've got the match on the line, number 36 in World War Geek. We've got our competitors on the table. I will ask each of them in turn. Colton, are you ready?
I am ready.
Tony, are you ready?
Estoy listo. That's Spanish for I'm ready.
I'm sure David Garcia would have known that, and that's the reason why I don't. Ladies and gentlemen, with all that in place, our competitors are ready, and it is all on the line right here. RJ, competitors, let's get ready to face off. Gentlemen, we'll start off in round number one. Round number one in the Geektacular division. The rules will work as follows. In round one, each competitor will be given 10 questions from various Geektacular movie trivia categories. Each of these questions will be worth a total of 1 point. There is no penalty for stealing or missing in this round, so put down your best attempt at an answer. Once we ask you the question, you will be given 15 seconds, and once you're done writing it down on your whiteboard or your other device, which you have available to you, and we give you those 15 seconds, we will ask for you by name. At that time, please show your answer to the cameras and verbalize it at the same time. Correct answer worth 1 point. Incorrect answer, as mentioned, not taking anything away from you, gentlemen. And as we are working over the internet, please remember, while the questions are being asked in the rounds, to keep your hands and whiteboards on screen at all times as much as possible. Throughout the course of this match, each competitor will, of course, have 3 repeats or JTE rules named after famed Ecuadorian sandwich eater Josh Tapia, and 1 challenge available to them. Please use a repeat if you need more time or didn't hear a question correctly, and use your challenge if you feel like something has been incorrectly awarded against you. If you don't agree with the way the question was worded, we will go through your challenge. If your challenge is upheld, you will keep your challenge and be able to use it again. If your challenge is overturned, you will lose it and will not have access to it for the rest of the match. With the rules in place and hopefully understood, we will ask one final time before I turn it over to RJ for your first question. Colton, are you ready to do this thing?
I am.
And Tony.
Ready?
With that, fans, we are ready to face off. This is it. The stakes could not be any higher, sky high, all the way up in that penthouse, that good life, like George Jefferson. That's right. We've got it ready to go. And 10 questions coming your way, boys. In round number one, first question will be from RJ.
All right, gentlemen, good luck to you both. Your first question will come in the category of Star Wars. What type of creature does Luke say he used to bullseye back on home with his light speeder in A New Hope?
I love these Star Wars movies. There's some fans, there's some players who love them a lot more than I do, RJ, but I did grow up watching these, and there's nothing quite like the majesty of a John Williams score and then a lightsaber lighting up. Ooh, sense tingling.
My favorite is Attack of the Clones, so I get a lot of crap.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, my favorite of the prequels, 1. And
all right, gentlemen, we will start with Colton.
Womp rats.
That is correct. And Tony.
Womp rats.
All right, off to a good start. Obviously, not wanting to miss with the prize on the line that we have here. Gentlemen, continuing on in round number 1. Question 2 is in DCEU. DCEU. And your question is simply, in which DCEU film will you find David Harbour? David Harbour, some hits, some misses, but very, very successful the last few years. Good for him. Always like to see an actor make their way up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially someone of his caliber. When he's on, he is on.
I first discovered him on The Newsroom. Very, very good performance by him there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go first to Tony.
Is it Man of Steel?
Man of Steel is incorrect. Colton.
Birds of Prey.
We were looking for Suicide Squad, the Oscar-winning Suicide Squad.
All right, there will be no perfect rounds today, but we continue on, gentlemen. Your next category is going to be in Back to the Future. What is the name of the town where the events of the first film take place?
I like that by our question writers, RJ. Sometimes they do an interesting thing because this is one where you can ask for the location and not give the time because it really doesn't matter.
Kind of. Pretty much, yeah. I mean, if you know the answer to this one for the first film, you pretty much know the answer for all the other films.
And the other movie question for this one, do you like Huey Lewis in the News? 5, 4.
Can you repeat?
We can absolutely do that for you. That's one repeat for Colton.
No, it's me, sorry.
All right.
No, Tony, sorry.
No problem. All right. In Back to the Future, what is the name of the town where the events of the first film take place?
Another 80s classic. I'm getting a guess at our question writer's age on this one.
I mean, someone of a younger age could have wrote that. I mean, it's like you said, it's a classic. I mean, I remember thinking that film was recent, and I guess the third one technically was for me for around when I was born, but the other ones, yeah.
All right, taking us back in time. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go to Tony.
I don't got it.
No answer from Tony. Colton.
Townsville.
Hill Valley was the correct answer. Hill Valley.
I like to throw it to the Powerpuff Girls, though. That was a good thing.
Oh man, I knew that was from something. Good Lord.
All right, gentlemen. So a little bit of a slow start, but of course, round just beginning. So let's keep it going for you. We'll move to a new category, and that category will be Marvel films. Marvel films. And your question is, which Marvel film features a villain portrayed by the actor Wes Bentley? Wes Bentley. There's an actor who just pops up once in a while and you go, oh, hey, I know that guy.
For the longest time, I did not know that was his name. Oh, I thought Wes Bentley was totally someone different than who Wes Bentley actually is.
All right. Wrong Wes Bentley getting the hate mail. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Let's go to Colton.
Blade.
Blade is incorrect. And Tony.
Ghost Rider, the first one?
Ghost Rider is the correct answer, putting him one up on his opponent and back in the correct direction, moving up in that points on the scoreboard. In those points on the scoreboard. Whoop.
All right, gentlemen, your next category is going to be Indiana Jones. In which film in the franchise will you hear the quote, "I've followed you on many adventures, but into the great unknown mystery, I go first, Indy"?
A little bit tough for a first round question, pulling out a movie quote and maybe not one of the more famous ones. But on the plus side for our competitors, you really got about a 25% chance either way.
Yeah, let's be honest. You basically do have, it's 4 films. One apparently is terrible garbage. The other 3 pretty good.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And go ahead, RJ.
All right, I'm sorry. Let's go to Tony.
Is it The Last Crusade?
That is unfortunately incorrect. Colton,
That is also what I put.
we were looking for the Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom.
The often forgotten second one. I'm sorry, second one.
That's right. In the nightclub scene at the beginning, one of Indy's fellow adventurers goes away. Gotta feel bad for Short Round because we don't hear about him after that. I think I know what happened. Gentlemen, halfway through the round already. Let's move on to the first of your second half. Question number 6, round number 1, category DC. DC. Gentlemen, I'm going to give you 20 seconds to think and to write down your answer on this one. A little bit more time. You need to name 2 actors to play Alfred in a live-action Batman film. We will take any 2 actors who have played Alfred in a live-action Batman film. 20 seconds.
I've always wondered, what are your guys' feelings about, like, you only asked for 2. If they try to put all of them and get one wrong, do you still give them the point if 2 are correct?
In this particular case, round 1 in a Geektacular match, even one with high stakes like this, RJ, I think if they got 2 of them correct on the board, even a third incorrect one would not take that away from them. Although I might have second guess if I saw it was the first answer they'd written down, perhaps.
Fair enough.
All right,
That's
gentlemen.
why most people don't like me as commissioner, because if you over-explain, you're wrong.
All right, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I will go first to Tony.
I got Michael Caine and Jeremy Irons.
Michael Caine, Jeremy Irons, the 2 most recent. Well done. And Colton.
I don't have it.
No, from Colton. We also would have accepted Alan Napier or Michael Gough. Alan Napier and Michael Gough in the Batman 66 and, of course, in the Tim Burton films.
All right, gentlemen, your next category, which I thought I couldn't know a category less about, but that's going to be Star Trek. Which renowned character actor plays Zefram Cochrane in Star Trek First Contact?
Zefram Cochrane, famous in the Star Trek universe, is the inventor of warp drive. These competitors are going to want to kick it into warp drive, pick up some points. Will they do it here?
Let's hope so. Still a close match. If anyone has a chance to pull away, this is kind of when you want to do it.
And it is another question about a that guy. So can they think of who that guy is in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1?
All right, let's go to Colton first.
I don't have it.
All right, and Tony.
Me neither.
We are looking for James Cromwell. James Cromwell of Babe fame.
James Cromwell, always popping up. Lots of great movies from him. Love him in LA Confidential, for example. That is not a geek movie, though, but here is a category for one that will be a geek movie. Your 8th question is in MCU. MCU. And, gentlemen, can you tell me which eventual member of the team sets off the alarms in the kiln in Guardians of the Galaxy? The kiln being the space prison they were sent to. I've been to a couple space prisons, RJ. I got to tell you, the food's terrible.
I can only imagine. I enjoyed rewatching this one. I'm on my MCU rewatch. I started last Saturday. So far, I'm 14 out of 8. So,
my opinion, if that third movie knocks it out of the park, this one could very well become another set of movies set in space that we start to call the trilogy. But will they get the answer right? Gentlemen, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we will go ahead and ask for Colton.
Gamora.
Gamora, not the member of the team we were looking for. Tony.
Groot.
I am Groot, and that is correct for a point. Going up again. Very well done with that question.
all right, gentlemen, your next category is one I'm actually very familiar with. It's also your penultimate question. It's going to be in TMNT, or the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Who plays Casey Jones in TMNT Out of the Shadows?
Good thing we didn't ask for Casey Jones in TMNT. That would have been a little bit harder, although perhaps they would have known. Who knows? And RJ, did you say you know a lot about Ninja Turtles?
I do feel like I know a lot about Ninja Turtles. I own every single Ninja Turtles, including that one, which I actually don't think is as hard as people think it is. Ooh,
I've never heard of them before.
This one is definitely probably a little bit more difficult.
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
All right, let's go to Colton.
Stephen Amell.
That is correct. And Tony.
I went with another white dude, Jack Rayner.
Not a far off guess if you're going on
Right?
pure looks. Like, that was actually a very good guess.
It's just a different
The only
font.
guess that would have been better than that one might have been Elias Koteas, but that's for different reasons. All right, Colton getting up on the board with another much needed point. And at the end of round 1, question 10 coming your way, it's still very close. Colton could close the gap to 1. Tony could take the lead. And remember what's on the line, boys. So every question matters, including your final one in this round: weapons, technology, and magical objects. And the magical object in question today is Harry Potter's wand. We need you to tell us the core of Harry Potter's wand came from what type of magical creature?
Quick to the board, so I feel like this is something these gentlemen actually know. Pretty off the top of their head.
I don't know if you know this, RJ. I know a thing or two about Harry Potter. Competed in a match against Robert Parker and got screwed out of the victory myself, but came very, very close. So obviously for me, this is a gimme, but will it be an easy question for our competitors? Gentlemen, your final in round 1 question. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Can Tony extend his lead before it goes to Colton? Tony, what do you got?
Phoenix?
A phoenix. Fox the Phoenix specifically. That is correct. And Colton.
I said Phoenix, tail feather, fox.
That is absolutely correct all the way down. I think we know what he might want to spin in the next round. But with that, of course, we move up. Tony having a decent round, 5 out of 10. That's 50%. And hey, that's nothing to sneeze at in baseball. That would make you an all-star. But here, you might need to compete a little bit harder. Colton trailing not too far behind. So a rough first round for both guys. But in the end, what matters is that big W, never more than today. What do you think of round 1, RJ?
I mean, yeah, both of these guys struggled a little bit, but it's still a close match. So with this on the line right now, they can take a breath. But in these next 2, they really need to pick it up.
That is absolutely true. And a round where you can definitely pick up some points, although you can give them away as well. It is up, it is down, it is dangerous to traverse. It is round number 2, the wheel round. All right. We are back for round number 2, the wheel round. And gentlemen, here is how the wheel round is going to work. In the movie trivia face-off, round number 2, in the Geektacular division, the wheel round. Each competitor will receive a spin of the category wheel, starting with the competitor in the lead. They do have the option to defer if they would like to. And once you've spun the wheel and selected or had selected a category for you, you will be given 5 questions from that category. Each of these questions will initially be worth a value of 2 points. If you do not know the answer, you may ask for multiple choice. We will go to 4 options, one of which will be correct. And at that point, the question will be worth 1 point. Steals are live in round number 2. So if your opponent, if you miss a question, your opponent can go ahead and pick it up from you. Take your time. Do be careful. They can take those points off you. Very dangerous round number 2. Gentlemen, your repeats and challenges is still in effect as well. At this time, we have your wheel up. I'm going to take a look at it right now. Gentlemen, your categories for today in the expanded Geektacular division, got a couple of those new ones on there. We have Star Wars, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Matrix, DC, Middle-earth, DC Extended Universe, Marvel Cinematic Universe, Marvel Wizarding World, Star Trek, and, of course, the wonderful Spinner's Choice and the dreaded Opponent's Choice. At this time, the Heretic, Tony Helm, you are enjoying a 2-point lead. Would you like to spin the wheel first or defer to your opponent?
I'll defer.
Deferring to Colton. So, Colton, whenever you're ready, give us that high sign. We will spin that wheel. And off she goes. Always a nail-biting moment. RJ, when you see that wheel going around, will it land on something you like, or will it land on opponent's choice? So, 2 competitors with a lot of experience, which means Tony's really going to have to think on this one. Does he have an idea what he can give to Colton that he may not want? I'm guessing Wizarding World, not going to be the choice. Just a thought.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do MCU.
MCU, we can absolutely do that. So, Colton, you've had the category of MCU selected for you. You will have 5 questions, 15 seconds still to answer those questions, and all of your various and sundry abilities still in effect, your repeats, your challenges, etc., your multiple choice. Don't forget about those. Your 5 questions will be coming to you from our special guest, the Geek Commissioner himself, RJ.
All right, Colton, are you ready for your first question?
I am.
All right. In the MCU, name the actor who portrays M'Baku in Black Panther.
Love this film. I think it's solid top to bottom with one notable exception, and you probably know what I'm talking about.
Can you give me multiple choice?
Absolutely, I can. Your multiple choice options are A, Daniel Kaluuya. Sorry, I always say that wrong. B, Winston Duke. C, Sterling K. Brown. Or D, Forrest Whitaker.
A.
A is unfortunately incorrect. Tony, a chance for a 1-point steal. I will give you the options one more time. A, Daniel Kaluuya. B, Winston Duke. C, Sterling K. Brown. Or D, Forrest Whitaker.
Winston Duke.
That is correct for the 1-point steal.
Well done by Tony.
All right, Colton, your next question. What does the Grand Master call Valkyrie by on Sakaar in Thor Ragnarok?
Let's go multiple choice.
Absolutely, I can give you that. Your multiple choice options are A, Scrapper 2187, B, Scrapper 421, C, Scrapper 214, or D, Scrapper 142.
Let's go A.
A is unfortunately incorrect. Tony, another chance at a 1-point steal. I will give you those options one more time. Is it A, Scrapper 2187, B, Scrapper 421, C, Scrapper 214, or D, Scrapper 142?
D.
D is correct. Scrapper
Another
1.2.
big steal by Tony, definitely extending that lead now.
Mm-hmm. All right, Colton, your third question. Which elemental do we see Quentin Beck fight first in Spider-Man Far From Home?
The Earth Elemental.
That is correct for 2 big points.
That's what he wanted to see, moving in the right direction now.
Mm-hmm. All right, your penultimate question, Colton. In Iron Man, when stealing the arc reactor from Tony, Obadiah Stane reveals he was behind Tony's kidnapping and says, "It was fate you survived that. You had one last blank to give." What was the blank?
Golden egg.
That is correct for another 2 big points.
Wow. Tough question
the
and no
game.
hesitation at all.
Nice.
All right. And Colton, your last question to take a lead. What is the name of the space prison seen in Guardians of the Galaxy?
Man, I wish I had been paying attention earlier.
He's going to hate if he misses this one.
Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice options are A, the raft, B, the kiln, C, the vault, or D, the icebox.
The vault.
That is unfortunately incorrect. Tony, last chance at a steal. Your options again are A, the raft, B, the kiln, C, the vault, or D, the icebox.
B, the kiln.
That is correct for another 1-point steal. Tony keeping his lead.
And that is what I said earlier. So here's what happened, fans, is we write these categories, we do them a little bit separately. Sometimes documents get put together. But in this case, it looks like maybe he could have just been listening a little bit more in round number 1, could have picked up another 2 points there without a problem. Instead, he ends round number 2, trailing his opponent, Tony. And Tony has not yet even spun the wheel. That is not the position you want to be in, RJ.
No, absolutely. Tony is definitely, if he can get a category that he likes, we are definitely in KO range, and he can claim that spot very easily. But, you know, anything, if he gets something he likes, if he doesn't, if he gets opponent's choice, we'll see what happens.
That's right. As always, the steals are live. So it looks good for Tony now, but will it look good after he gets his category? We do not know. Colton's still very much alive in this matchup, though Tony has the opportunity to shut it down right here. Let's bring that wheel back up for you, Tony, and get your spin.
Woo.
Strong spin. Good strong spin. No pegs, though.
Thank you.
All the pigs are gone.
And it looks like Pirates of the Caribbean is the category spun. Pirates of the Caribbean, Tony.
We can spin again, right?
You can absolutely spin again up to one time.
Please.
Let's spin that wheel again and see what happens. Looks like he got a category he didn't like. Could have pushed us into an exciting
Somewhere
round.
Caleb Coho is screaming his lungs off.
That is true, and it's getting close. Will it make it? No, it does not land on opponent's choice. It lands on the opponent's choice of the film world, the DC Extended Universe. DC Extended Universe for you, Tony. And you are in a good position, but as always, take your time. Be careful. This is a dangerous round you find yourself in. Let's go ahead and get your category for you right now. DCEU. I will be asking you 5 questions. Tony, question number 1. In Suicide Squad, during the final fight, who is the first one on the team to break free from the Enchantress's mind illusion?
This movie.
This Oscar-winning movie.
5, 4,
Multiple
3.
choice.
Multiple choice options for you are A, Deadshot, B, Katana, C, Harley, D, Diablo.
Harley?
Harley Quinn is incorrect. We will go to your opponent. Your options once again for the 1 point steal: A, Deadshot, B, Katana, C, Harley, D, Diablo.
Diablo.
Diablo is correct. That steal brings him back to tied, and that's the direction he wants to go in. This is why we say round number 2 is one to watch, folks. Let's keep it going for you, though, Tony. Question number 2, a little bit of a newer DCEU film. In Birds of Prey, what menu number does Harley always order at Doc's?
Jeez.
I'm guessing the answer will be a number.
There's so many, too.
That's true. One might think there's almost an infinite number. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice options are A, 42, B, 32, C, 52, D, 22. Now, I know what answer I would be leading towards, but might be because I'm a fan of a different series of movies and or books.
Let's go number 22.
22 incorrect. Colton, your options for the steal and the lead: A, 42, B, 32, C, 52, D, 22.
32. B.
32 is correct for the steal and the lead. Not the start to the round that Tony wanted to see, RJ, but he's got 3 more questions, and he's still not in a bad position. But now I think we're looking at a much more exciting round 3, no matter how this turns out. Question
Oh, no, absolutely.
3.
Yeah. I mean, Colton with that last steal guaranteed he was going into round 3, but now he's making Tony have to fight to keep a big enough lead to where Colton has to answer more. So let's see if he can pull it off.
And don't forget what they are fighting for, folks. A lot on the line. Tony, let's get back to it. We're halfway into your round with question number 3. In Justice League, how much does Bruce offer Aquaman if he helps him and if he tells him what the boxes are? Once again, I'm guessing a number might factor in here.
Yeah. For anybody
I
who
was
doesn't
told there'd be
remember.
no math. Multiple choice.
Multiple choice options are A, 25,000, B, 45,000, C, 30,000, D, 50,000.
I thought they were supposed to be superheroes, man. Money? 50,000.
50,000. Once again, incorrect. And once again, for 1 point steal, here are your options, Colton. A, 25,000, B, 45,000, C, 30,000, D, 50,000.
C, 30,000.
And again, that is correct, putting him on a 2-point lead. Everything going backwards in the wheel round today. Tony, take your time with this next one. Use those repeats if you have to. You need to get some points on the board. Question number 4 of your wheel round. In Wonder Woman, who plays Dr. Poison?
Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice options are A. Alina Anaya. C. Connie Nielsen. B. I'll do that again. A. Alina Anaya. B. Connie Nielsen. C. Robin Wright. D. Lisa Loven Kongsley.
Can I hear the names again?
You can. That's one free repeat of the options. You will be charged if you do ask for another one throughout the match. Your options are A. Alina Anaya. B. Connie Nielsen. C. Robin Wright. D. Lisa Loven Kongsley.
A.
Alina Anaya is unfortunately going to snap his losing streak. That's correct. He gets the point.
Oh.
Scared you for a second there, Tony, but now an interesting opportunity. We come to your final question, round number 2. You could take the lead, you could tie it up, or Colton could extend it. A lot of possibilities. And going into that round number 3 with number 36 on the line, let's see what happens. Question 5, your final in this round. In Man of Steel, where does General Zod deploy the World Engine?
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice options are A. Metropolis, B. the Indian Ocean, C. the Atlantic Ocean, D. Gotham City.
Metropolis.
Metropolis incorrect. So Colton for the steal. A. Metropolis, B. the Indian Ocean, C. the Atlantic Ocean, D. Gotham City.
The Indian Ocean.
And running roughshod over this category, steal after steal after steal. That is correct, extending his lead to 2, 11-9. Not maybe where we thought we'd be, especially halfway through round number 2. But RJ, can't get much more exciting than this. 2 points separate and a big prize on the line.
Not only that, it's a 2-point switch. You know, Tony went in ahead by 2. Now Colton's ahead by 2. So this is going to be a very interesting round 3.
We may, in fact, be seeing a couple of well-matched competitors, but all that aside, all they know and all they want is a big win today, because that is a huge win. You get this one, and all you got to do is survive a couple of rounds, maybe even just one, and you could be the first ever Geektacular champion in the movie trivia face-off. The prize could not be any bigger, the stakes could not be any higher, and the rounds could not be any more final as we get to round number 3. The rules for round number 3, let's get those going for you. In round number 3 in the Geektacular division, each competitor will be given 3 numbers, which they will select between a range of 1 through 19. 1 through 19. Once they have selected their numbers, they will be given 3 questions, each of them corresponding to those numbers and corresponding to a particular Geektacular category. The first question will be worth 2 points, the second worth 3 points, and the third and final worth 5 points. Steals are no longer live. These questions are yours and yours alone, so give an answer even if it's an incorrect one. And you still have your 15 seconds, but your repeats and challenges still in effect. I see both players still have the challenge on the board, which I love to see in round number 3 of the movie trivia face-off. Very, very close match at this time. However, Colton, after that fantastic round number 2, those great steals, you are enjoying a 2-point lead. Please give us your 3 numbers.
Between 1 and 19, correct?
1 and 19, that is correct.
Okay. 3, 12, and let's go 17.
I have 3, 12, and 17. Tony?
7, 16, and 13.
7, 16, and 13. I see no duplicates, so we have 3, 12, and 7 for Colton, 7, 16, and 13 for Tony. And Tony, since you are currently trailing, you will be receiving your questions in round number 3 first. You don't need your whiteboard, but I appreciate that you have it there. Just take your time, take a moment, think deeply as we get into your questions. I mean, all you stand to lose is a spot at number 36 in World War Geek, so let's see what happens.
No pressure.
None whatsoever, but the pressure begins as soon as I ask your question. Your first question in round number 3, Tony, will come in the category of Predator. Predator. And your question is, who plays the lead role of Harrigan in Predator 2?
Carl Weathers.
I see why he made that guess, but he's getting too old. We were looking for Danny Glover. Editor, sorry for the censor there, but I'm going to quote it correctly. All right, so with that, we're going to stay with you to your 3-point question. Tony, with this, you could take a lead and throw it back to Colton, force him to answer at least his 2-pointer. Your second question, category 16, is that correct? 16.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, and your question for 3 points. While on Rohan, which character sees the beacon on fire in Return of the King? Five, four,
Repeat.
3, 2.
You said repeat.
Oh, thank you very much. Did not hear it. I got the repeat coming for you. While in Rohan, which character sees the beacon on fire in Return of the King? Good use of the repeat. Don't want to give anything up. Might as well use them now.
Oh, yeah.
Five, four, 3.
Mary.
We were looking for Aragorn. So once
Pippin
again,
did light it, so you were in the right mindset.
he definitely had a good idea, but a great idea would be to hit this final question because once again, the match has taken a turn. At this point, if Tony manages to hit his 5-pointer, he throws it back to Colton, who has to get at least his first 2 good questions or his final question in order to win the matchup. But if he misses it, he will be eliminated via technical knockout, and Colton will be moving on to that penthouse apartment, that number 36 spot, World War Geek. Tony, it all comes down to this question, number 13, and you have 1 repeat remaining for 5 points in Star Wars. What does the server droid offer Obi-Wan to drink when he visits Dex's diner? Five, 4.
Repeat.
We can do that. Your final repeat. This is it. All you have to do to stay alive, answer the question, what does the server droid offer Obi-Wan to drink when he visits Dex's diner? 15 seconds.
Bantha juice.
And your winner, by way of technical knockout, advancing to number 36 in World War Geek, he is Colton, the Supernova Roberts. Well done by Colton to survive to fight back in round number 2. We were looking for Jawa juice. So very close with his guess and played pretty well through this. I think that was a bad round 2 for both competitors, and what a time to get it, because with all that on the line, World War Geek coming your way. RJ, this was a very interesting matchup. Lead changed hands a couple of times, and who could be happier right now than Colton Roberts? Look at how much he's getting out of this.
No, absolutely. I mean, like you said, it went back and forth in the first rounds, and Tony just had a couple of bad picks, couldn't pull it back once he missed the 2 and the 3. It's hard to come back when it's only your 5-pointer between you and a technical knockout. So, I mean, it was tough, but these guys still fought all the way to the end, no matter what their scores were. That's all you can ever expect from competitors.
Absolutely, he does. You could not get a better spot than his spot, number 36. Maybe both competitors getting some questions they didn't like, maybe just having a little bit of trouble. They are both more new to this, which, hey, you got to get those nerves under control once you get into World War Geek. It's not over just yet. The challenge continues as long as you're competing out there. But in the end, the win comes down in favor of Colton. What a matchup by both competitors. I'm sure they both have a lot to say about this, especially with that big prize on the line. So let's hear from our competitors and take it to your post-match interviews with Alex Frost right now.
Thanks very much, guys. On the desk, we are right back here at the Alex Frost Show, live from Club Blood Nashville. And my guest at this time is the unfortunate loser here today. I have Tony Helm. Tony, things didn't really play out the way you wanted it to today, but you had an excellent first round. What happened, do you think, in the second?
Just, those are some deep cuts. They're just like no two ways about it. I came into this just kind of wanting to be relaxed about it and just play some trivia, but as soon as it starts, you get competitive, but just didn't go my way.
Well, certainly that happens all the time. I do want to talk a little bit. 3 steals is actually pretty impressive, coming from the MCU. How did you feel about that?
That's why I chose it, because I figured if he wasn't strong, then I could snag a couple of those. I think his strength was Wizarding World, which I'm also pretty strong in, but I didn't want to take the chance on that. So he missed a Marvel question earlier, so I figured I'd give it a shot.
Fair enough, fair play. You did unfortunately get TKO'd, so you will not be going on to World War Geek. But will you at least tell us this? Will you be back?
Yeah, if you'll have me, yeah, I'd love to compete again.
All right, well done. And tell us, do you have anything coming up? Something you want to tell us about?
Yeah, if I can plug my YouTube channel, it's at The Helm Media. I'm working on a new video essay. It's going to be a little bit longer, and it's on Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. One of my favorites.
So that is actually one of my favorites as well. So everybody, please check that out. That's Tony. That's the Heretic. He'll be back, and I will be right back with Colton, the Supernova Roberts. And we are back here on the Alex Frost Show. We're in the VIP lounge this time with today's winner. I have Colton, the Supernova Roberts. Not the prettiest first round that anybody ever saw or ever played, but sometimes you win by attrition, but what matters is you win. Tell us about the game. How did you make you feel?
There were several points in the game where I was just beating myself up over. Like that. There were 3 questions in round 1 that I absolutely knew, like guessed the first time in my head, and then changed my answer, and they were wrong. Like I knew it was Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. I knew it was Groot. Like I'm very, very blessed to have won this, but I'm definitely, I was definitely at the end of round 1 beating myself up over the fact that I missed those questions.
Actually, speaking of if those 3 questions you hit, that actually would have taken you to about dead even with Tony, but it's actually the second round where you did your money work. I mean, I count 4 stolen points. That's actually very impressive. You didn't do super strong. I mean, not necessarily super strong in your round, but you absolutely killed his questions. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I don't like. I don't know exactly what to say about that. Like, I've watched the DCEU movies a few times, but I know that I knew them well enough to where whenever he went to multiple choice, as soon as they said the answer, I knew what the answer was. And there were some that I knew straight out before it even went to multiple choice. And then, yeah, so that was I would say I do well in DCEU, but yeah, like it was good. I did a really good job, and he did great. Like he chose MCU for me, and honestly, I thought MCU was a strength of mine. So when I had to go to multiple choice for those few questions, I was like, wow, I need to rewatch these movies. I definitely need to rewatch them. Like just watching them with the kids or in the movie theater with my friends is not going to cut it. Like I got to do more studying for that. Definitely. And I know at the beginning of the match, I said I was doing this for my grandfather who passed away. And I think I made him proud doing this.
Absolutely. I'm very sorry for your loss. I'm sorry to hear that. I think, speaking from all of us, a TKO, I think, would make him incredibly proud. You pulled it off. Word from the Honorable Geek Commissioner here says that not only did you do the job, you did walk away with a TKO. You are sitting pretty at number 20 in the rankings. That's about halfway. Very impressive for your very first match. And not only that, you are walking away with the top spot, the last spot, number 36. Congratulations. Any last words?
No, like I'm really excited for World War Geek. Going in 36, that's an incredible opportunity, and I plan on winning that match and becoming the first ever GEEKTACULAR world champion.
Well, nothing more need be said. That was Colton Roberts. That was the Supernova. I am Alex Frost, and we will take it right back to the desk with Andrew the Elk and someone sitting in my chair normally, RJ.
All right. Thank you so much, the Godfather Alex Frost, my regular companion here on the desk, telling it like it is and getting the story from our two competitors. Colton Roberts could not be happier to have that great spot in World War Geek. Tony, well, we'll see him come back, I'm sure, maybe compete a little bit better. He clearly had some love for the movies and all things Geektacular, just couldn't work out today. Some rough draws on that wheel in round number 2 and in round number 3 as well. A little bit of difficulty happens to a lot of great competitors. But that being said, World War Geek on the way. Don't forget to tune in for that one, folks. Don't forget to stay tuned for all the movie trivia face-off and fantastic trivia content that we're bringing to you here. And I want to give a big thank you to our co-host for the day. We're a big happy family here in the Fan League. Check out Full Metal as well as MTFO if you haven't already. Great thing to do to pass the time here while you're in quarantine, and we do hope you're staying safe and healthy there. RJ, thank you for joining me. Any final thoughts on this match before we get on out of here?
No, I mean, it was early matches for these guys, and sometimes you got to shake the nerves out. They still, like I said, it was a pretty even match. They both did what they could. Neither of them ever gave up. The only advice I can offer Colton is, shake off that thing and start narrowing down, because just because you're number 36 does not guarantee you anything, especially with the competitors that are going to be in that war.
I've taken a sneak peek at some of our early draws because I can do that. I'm the Elk, and I got to tell you, he is absolutely not wrong. I expect to see a murderer's row on that table for at least 4 or 5 rounds, the way it's lining up so far. But Colton Roberts in a great position. Can he win the whole thing? Shake off that rust. Do your studying because, buddy, you got the golden ticket. RJ, thank you once again. And thank you to you, the Face-Off Fanatics, for joining us here today. As always, real quick before I get out of here, shout out to all our question writers, our editors, everybody who does the hard work that you don't see. Make sure that we can bring this wonderful movie trivia content to you. We love movies, we love trivia, and we love the Schmodown. If you haven't already, check out the Schmodown at patreon.com/Schmodown or on YouTube under this Schmodown Entertainment Network. You like us, you'll love them, and you'll love Full Metal Trivia. RJ, thank you for being here. Fans, thank you for always staying faithful to the cause and loving the movies just as much as we do. Until next time, you'll miss me, but I'll be back, and I'll see you next time we face off.